This is Matt for Into Boxing. I'm delighted to be joined by Ryan Walsh. Ryan, it's been a long time. I think the first time we met, the last time we met, Golden Contract final. I think we enjoyed a bit of poker. You had a cracking fight with Jazza Dickens. You've had one fight since then, back on the winning track. How are you feeling? Huge fight for you.
I'm feeling brilliant. I've never felt like this prior to a fight. Certainly not this close to a fight. It's a different feeling. It's a nice feeling. I always thought with the sacrifice and suffering you put yourself through, that you'd get to this point, and I'm not used to feeling so full of energy, so happy and so ready. You
mentioned feeling full of energy. You look a lot more, trying to think of the word to say it, I want to say a lot more healthy, because you are anyway, obviously, but you're more fuller in your body shape this time around. Is the weight going to play a huge, make a massive difference for you this time around?
I think it should do, without doubt. If I can only go off my preparations, and in my preparations I'm more than happy with where I'm at. I think I'm probably fitter now than I've ever been, and that could just be it could be a mindset, it could be probably eating properly. A big shout out to my man Justin Rose. He feeds me. Nosebag Food Company feeds me very, very well, and it's the variety. We got that right early. Like, he knows I've got a sweet tooth, but then he'll throw a bit of spice in there and then he'll catch me off guard, and I really like it.
How hard is that bit of the preparation, obviously, before, when you're at the lower weight and you're trying to make them last few pounds and make that weight cut? Is it a bit of a breath of fresh air that you've got this now, that you're feeling a lot more, energetic and stuff like that? Is it a bit of a weight off your mind more than anything else?
Definitely. This is probably a more mental thing. My whole career from 14 till now has always been weight making. I had a brother who was more successful as an amateur, more successful as a pro, who was around my same weight, and I've probably been the bigger, heavier. As twins, I was bigger and heavier, but I just think it's the second the opportunity come, amateur and pro, to test the waters at other weights, I always did. And that's kind of what's happened here. It happened in the amateurs.
Now, sorry, I was going to say, Maxi Hughes, about 18 months, a bit longer, he started this resurgence in his career, and he's knocked together an incredible amount of wins, beat Giovanni Straffon, made a big statement in that fight because it was a complete whitewash in terms of a scorecard. Do you almost feel like you're at that stage now where this will be a win that puts you right back in there in terms of going back up that ladder, up that chain, and getting them big fights? Because you could completely blow apart what he's built up the last few months with a win on Saturday night.
100%. That's what I love about boxing. It's like conkers. For anyone who's not old enough to understand, you get this conker, you win 10 on the trot, someone comes along and smashes it, they're worth 10, and that's what I love about boxing. And in this division is the best at the minute, because the champions are chopping and changing, and this fight is going up and down weights. It's a very exciting Shark Tanker division, and this is my way into that Shark Tank, and I'm so ready, willing and able to be thrown to the sharks. Suppose like this is a shark in a way, he's the big hope for Matchroom, he's a big hope for the city, and every time Josh is out you can put them together, can't you? So it's so exciting, and it's something I didn't foresee. You don't foresee these opportunities, but I've grabbed it with both hands. When
you look at obviously what he's done, and now you're potentially on the cusp of being up there, he's not looking past you either way as well, and I have to say you're two of the most nice and respectful people I think anyone will ever speak to, and everyone said the same. He's obviously previously, before you've been called, has been talked about Devin Haney, and he's had them plans in his head of this is where I need to go. How do you envisage Saturday night going? What do you think you do to beat him? Do you think you stop him in his tracks? Do you think you go the distance and beat him on points? How do you envisage or manifest it in your mind?
Well, I think it's the American term, isn't it? The party pooper. That's what I'm going to be seen as, aren't I? I'm going to be seen as the man who come from nowhere, went up 2 weight divisions. I mean, you couldn't write this better. I mean, they've written the Cinderella story for him, and he's lived up to it. Everything he's done, I tip my hat to him. But then this is my story. My story is going to have to be a little bit better, isn't it? It's going to be a bit more shocking. I think people like to be shocked, and I think that's why this sport's so good, because the opportunity to shock. Buster Douglas went meant to beat Tyson 30-40 to 1, whatever it was, something stupid. There's been bigger shocks in the sport. What will be a shock for other people won't be a shock for me and my team, or me and my family. Definitely not. It's been written so well. It's like if you believe in the boxing gods, which I'm going to have to start believing at come Saturday night when all the dust settles, and I think, well, they had a plan. This was written out so well.
You mentioned having a plan, because I remember being in the changing room after your fight with Jazza Dickens. Great fight, again, two lovely fellas, but you were almost, and it's always the same after a fight, your emotions straight away will be different maybe to what you think in a week's time. Did you have a moment of reflection after that fight and sort of think, do I carry on? Did you have all these discussions with yourself and think, what do I do in the sport now? Do I want to carry on? Where am I at with it? Did you have them sort of questions and things for yourself?
Yeah, and I answered them with persistence, because as far as boxing goes, I never chose boxing. I've said this numerous times and keep saying I've been possessed with boxing since I was 14 years old, since I failed at football, since... I'm not a real great team player. I play Call of Duty with my brother and my friends, and I'm the solo one. I run off and start doing stupid things, and they all tell me off. I like to take responsibility for myself, and this is why boxing got me. It was, wait a minute, I can't got no one to blame. So what? It's all on me. I get punched in the mouth for my mistake. Brilliant. But I get to punch someone in the mouth for their mistake. Oh, even better. I'm a massive gamer, not just with a controller. I talk Monopoly. You name a game, I love to play it.
Yeah.
This is the ultimate game. So all you people who like games, get yourself down to a boxing gym and play the game of boxing. Now, you say you can't play it. Okay, you can't, because when you make a mistake in boxing, unlike in chess, imagine this: you play chess, you take someone's piece, you then get to punch them in the mouth. That's boxing to a T for me, and that's why I love this sport.
Talk to me about boxing as a whole then, outside of just this fight. How big of an impact do you think boxing could be on just an average person's life? I've got a son who's 6, I've taken him to a boxing gym because that was never sort of on offer for me. It was football, which wasn't a problem, but I sort of wish now I could turn back the years and say, you know what, I wish I'd have started. And you can see it's more not just, oh, we're doing this so you go pro, we're doing it because it'll make you a better person. Do you think it has that impact on people, where it teaches you discipline, humility, and has an effect on people?
I couldn't agree with everything you just said more, and the sooner we can get it into schools, the better. In this world right now, especially, it's obvious with the boom in the girls boxing, that's fine, but the problem we have with men at the minute in society, we're seeing that we've got this massive epidemic, I think they call it, a pandemic of young men 18 to 40. One of the biggest killers is suicide. You want to stop that? We want to stop that. How are we going to stop that? We're going to get young men into gyms. Because my dad told me from very young, healthy body, healthy mind. So how do you get healthy body? You get to a gym, you look yourself in the mirror, you see whatever you don't like, you can improve on. And the biggest advocate for this I've seen in my time is Tyson Fury. If anyone wants to know what it can do for your mental health, look up Tyson, because that man, you've got the pictures of someone who was mentally struggling, and with hard work, dedication, discipline, and most importantly, responsibility into yourself. That's what boxing teaches you, the responsibility into yourself. How can you help others if you can't even help yourself? So you have to start with you, and the impact he's had for mental health has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I think, obviously, I'm not trying to write your career away, but do you know when you look to the future and you think, you know what, when I've looked back at my career and you're doing other things, do you think you'll maybe do something in that field, whether it be go to schools or maybe teach classes or bring people into the gyms to sort of show them, things to help improve their mental health, or start a charity? Do you think you'll do something like that?
100%. Boxing's had me, it's got me, and I won't want anything else, and I just know the benefits. I was very lucky, very fortunate to have a dad who was really psychologically on it, and I listened to some really clever people who, in my mind, are just echoing what my dad said with a bit better science and a bit better this, but the message was the same. And I don't think it was an accident. Boxing founders, I had 2 brothers who were very good, 2 brothers who moulded me, but a dad who also had us all 3 of us to understand. There's something that boxing gives you that no other sport. I've tried a lot of different sports, it can't give you that same. It's probably due to confidence. It's probably just shadow boxing, looking in front of the mirror, looking at yourself and watching. You can physically see a change, and mentally that comes as well. But that healthy body, healthy mind, my dad he was genius on it, and I believe him.
Absolutely. Just before we go then, because I know you're going to get off, Saturday night, is it And the New?
Oh, for sure. There can't be anything else, because I think we've got 3 world title fights there, and this is the world title fight where it has to be And the New. I've worked. This story his story's good. I'll give him that, and he's had his moment. He's going to know better than everyone in that arena what it feels like to be me, because he was that man against Saffron, wasn't he? So he's going to know what this feeling's like, and I don't think he'll be gutted, but he can't begrudge me of it, because this is a persistence that, yeah.
I think that was, I know I said that was final, but I think I actually said that to him, that you're in the position he was when he was trying to, winner stays on. He had Highland, he kept moving on, went abroad, kept moving on, had Strathon, kept moving on. You're in that position he was, where one winner stays on, you unlock the big fight. So boxing swings and roundabouts, but from my perspective, that's why we love the sport. So look, Ryan, thanks for talking to Into Boxing. Fingers crossed we can catch up more often. It's brilliant talking to you, and good luck for Saturday. I wish you and Maxi both the best of luck, I really do.
Yeah, best man wins, and thank you to all the travelling supporters, both that's Maxi's supporters and mine. With the petrol prices the way they are, for some of my fans, I think it costs more to get there than the ticket, which is, I just can't thank you enough. It's something that forever keep you humble, keep you grateful. I said this in a few interviews. Too many people trying to be great. You get more people being grateful, we'll have a better society, a better world, better everything. I'm so grateful to you people, and I will do everything in my power to make this one of them occasions that you'll be able to tell people I was there, I got to see that, and definitely give you your money's worth. That's a promise. Maybe not your fuel price money's worth, because that's expensive. You might as well come on a jet. But as far as your ticket price, as far as sitting there and being part of the moment, that's my promise to myself and to you, that I'll give you everything I've got. There'll be nothing left of me. Whatever happens, I'll leave it all in the ring.
You had it here first. Tune in, Dethrone, Leeds Saturday night. It's going to be epic. Ryan, thanks for talking to Into Boxing. We catch up again.